Hello and welcome to the fun-filled nonsense retrospective. I'm your host as always, Rick, and joining me equally as always is Devon.
Hello. Did you know that in Dragon Age the dwarves are from America and not Wales?
Yeah. It really threw me the first time I played it. I was like, why are these people in a fantasy game all American? And then I just stopped caring after a while because I just accepted it.
It's a fun way. It's a fun accent to give them, but it's a shame they drop it pretty much immediately in 2.
Yeah, well, they kind of keep it. Varric's still American.
Yeah, but that's because he's main character protagonist, man.
Yeah, and then they double down on the elves being Welsh by, going with Merrill.
Well, here's the weird thing is Meryl's Welsh and Solus has got a bit of Welsh, but it's a lot more subtle with Solus. But the majority of the Dalish are fucking Irish.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah. Meryl's very Pontypandy as well, isn't she? Yeah.
She is. I did see a funny picture of her. Someone drew her wearing a Kiss Me, I'm Irish shirt, and it's just her holding it going, I'm not Irish, I'm Welsh. It's a real problem Yanks have with the Celtic dialect.
But yes, before we get too far into talking about Dragon Age again, which we're going to be doing as part of today's retrospective, let's go with the good old-time tradition of the nonsense asinine hypotheticals. What have you got for me today?
It's a very simple one. You are given a videotape, straight up VHS, and a VHS player, because who the fuck has those anymore? And you are told, this videotape shows the exact way and method in which you die. Will you watch it? Now, I want to point out, if you watch it, you can't fight it. So you can watch it and it's like, oh, I get killed by a bear breaking out of its cage at the zoo. You can't just then not go to zoos. You will somehow find yourself in a zoo and you'll be like, oh shit, I guess this is it. And you get to see it's not your point of view, you get to see yourself. So you'll be able to perhaps roughly estimate what age you are.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking I might actually want to do it. So it gives me like a timeline. It gives me a vague thought of, I was completely grey by then, therefore...
It's next week.
I've got... Yeah. No.
Sorry, that was horrible of me.
Yeah, like if I'm completely grey and don't have any badger stripes, then that gives you like somewhere on the timeline, Yeah,
it's at least a couple of years away, right? Because I'm sorry, I'm not saying that to take the piss. Some people can just go grey fucking overnight.
Yes. And some people stay black-haired for their entire lives. Like my grandma, never used hair dye, and I knew she never used hair dye because after a certain point she didn't have the capacity to do something like that, and she was still super black-haired right until the day she passed away. So I don't get it, but yes, I would do it. I would do it just to get a vague era in which I'm gonna shuffle off and be able to plan out my life in the interim to a degree.
What if you watch the video, and as you watch the video, you realise that what you're watching is the image of you watching a video, and then someone just creeping up on you with a knife?
Yeah, it's just the always has been meme of a guy coming up with a gun.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh shit. And that's what seals it in stone, yeah.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
That would fucking suck, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I'd watch it. How about you?
Oh yeah, I never want to know.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I appreciate that.
It's one of those where the more realistic interpretation of this question is okay, I say realistic. No doctor will ever say you've got a year to live, but let's say for example that they're that blunt and they're that precise. If the doctor had the possibility to go, this is how long you've got left, I wouldn't want to know.
Yeah, and the doctors tend to like to understate, so you feel good for having blown past their estimates.
It's irrelevant. It's something I never want to know about myself.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I appreciate that.
But yes, do you have a question for me? And you said that yours was hopefully a lot more lighthearted.
Yeah, hopefully a lot more lighthearted than this. Your most recent meal comes back, and it comes back to life as a waifu. How does it take shape?
Fucking hideously, it was a chicken bake.
Okay, so you have a chicken waifu.
No, I know. Well, is that the interpretation we're taking here? Because technically it's a pastry.
Yeah, well, okay. So for instance, I'll flip the script and give you my answer first. Then I had lasagna, so it's going to be a cowgirl waifu.
Hold the fucking phone. Okay, I understand that you're doing this in order to make the question more tolerable, but But you're effectively... this is not how you asked the question. I thought you meant the food item itself as a complete whole would have to become like a waifu, not the fucking individual parts.
Yeah, so it comes back as an interpretation of the things that are that make the ingredients. So it would be a dangerously cheesy cowgirl waifu who has a bunch of tomatoes.
What does that mean?
Like she juggles tomatoes, I guess, or is like tomato leaves make up a bikini or something. Yeah, maybe it's a crap question.
It's not a crap question. I just think your interpretation of the question is fucking weird.
So yeah, your chicken bake waifu.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of a usual fucking chavvy bitch who goes to Greg's. Sorry, I shouldn't use that word, I know, but it's all like... you know the type of person I mean, right?
No, it's fine. Like, there's only you that has a problem with calling someone a chav.
That's not the word I meant.
Yeah.
No, I have a problem with people calling people chavs when they're not chavs. Well, it also depends on the context. Sometimes it can be rather classist, and considering the backgrounds we both have, Rick, I have a bit of a stick up my arse about it. You're right. But I know what I mean, and hopefully other people know what I mean. No, I meant I don't like calling people bitches, because it's a bit horrible.
Sure.
But yeah, it's... let's move on.
Yeah, all right. Let's go. Yeah, so today we are arriving at the Deep Roads.
Before that...
Well, yeah, it's the Deep Roads segment, but the general idea is it's a paragon of her kind segment of Dragon Age Origins. You arrive in Orzammar, and actually I think there's a little bit of the Frostback Mountains first, but that's not a big deal.
There is and there isn't. There's a makeshift like camp outside, well, I say camp, it's basically a market outside of Orzammar's gates where a bunch of stuff can happen. You got the continuation of a couple of side quests. These are generic side quests that you get from those people that are gathered throughout the entire fucking game. One of them's the Deserters, and one of them's one of the Mage Guild things. More importantly, this is also where you come to get Sten's sword.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. And I do know, like, Imrek is one of Loghain's guys.
Oh yeah, because
trying to get in.
Yeah, they're trying to get in, and Orzammar's closed because they're having their whole... well, you'll find out in a little bit. They're having their whole issues with their new king, and you approach the gate, and the guard is just like, listen, we're not letting anyone in. You show off this ancient treaty, and they're like, fuck, okay, you can come in. And Loghain's guy just throws a pissy fit.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Even funnier is you can straight up be like, oh, you want to have a fight? And if your intimidation score isn't high enough, you basically doom this man to death.
Yeah, so his choice is he either accepts the intimidation and leaves, or he fights you and you kill him.
And you will kill him. He's really nothing.
Yeah. So you get in pretty quickly. And yeah, you get to wander around Orzammar.
Yes, the very first thing you get in Orzammar is Balin inciting a riot, which, hey, guess what? The guy who says that gets fucking killed for it.
Yeah. But yes, you get courted by Balin and Lord Harrimont.
This decision is pretty much the core of this segment, Rick.
Yeah, in general. You don't have to super choose until right at the end, and it's also really funny if you support Harrimont the entire time, and then right at the end you switch to Balin, because you just go up to him and he's like, yeah, sure, fine, get it over with, and then you go, no, actually, I'm going to choose you, and he goes, wait, what, really?
It's some good stuff. Yeah, you can do that in either direction. I don't know about you, Rick, but from me, as both an in-game player and me, the person, the only time I've ever picked Harrimont is as a dwarven noble.
Yes, because Harrimont will probably just defer to you anyway.
Well, it's also because, like, as a dwarven noble, Balin destroyed your life, so fuck him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though I agree with him on every single political point, almost. It's impossible to reconcile that amount of bad blood.
It is. It takes an incredible amount of high road walking to be able to be a dwarf noble who allows that amount of water under the ridge.
Like, the only in-game justification, law reason I can think of is I'm now a Grey Warden and don't care about dwarven politics.
Yeah. And
but
that,
even then, that's a fucking stretch.
Yeah, and to be honest, both of them will honour the treaties, but
Yes.
Balin is a lot more overt about, oh yes, I will absolutely honour these treaties. All I need to do is be able to, have full control to do as I want, and what I want is to honour my debts.
And again, the treaties specifically compel the king of Orzammar, so while there's a stalemate, there's actually no one who can do anything.
Yeah.
I will say, Orzammar's society drives me fucking crazy in that they use the title of king when they're clearly not a king.
Yeah.
Or at least not a divine right king.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones where, like you say, they use the title of king. What they don't mean is king the way that we understand it. What they actually mean is some kind of... it's a weird one where it's not just hereditary. They do have to have an amount of public support.
And they even... One of the very first debates that Balin and Harrimont have when they're trying to be a bit civil is Balin's like, my father was king, I should be king. And Harrimont just... And it's one of his chillest lines. He sounds really calm despite debating Balin, who just shouts. Just goes, none of it is carried in the blood, which is entirely correct. However, this does look this does look like a political backstabbing if you don't know anything about what happened behind the scenes with Balin.
Yeah. And yeah, Balin does still do some, like, pretty sus things of, like, undermining things that not only that you are doing, but, like, Harrimont in general and in particular. And then you eventually do end up picking one or the other, but the final choice is only after you come back from the Deep Roads. Before you get to the Deep Roads, you meet one of our final party members. You meet Ogren.
Yes, final party members if you're playing the game properly.
Yeah, if you play in the game in the way that we're listing it, then yeah, he's pretty much the final party member.
Unless you take the secret party member, but that'll be for an episode later on.
Yeah, probably next episode.
I don't know, because I think that's going to have to be divided into a couple of chunks.
Maybe so.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe
That's a discussion for another time. But Ogren's fun because he pops up like 3 times before finally joining you.
Yeah, he does. I was. It both bugged me and amused me the first time because I'm like, oh boy, it's
Steve
why
Blum.
isn't he joining me? Yeah, it's Steve. Well, it's obviously Steve Blum as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first time you meet him, first of all he's drunk, and second of all he's just like yeah. A lot of his voice lines are just fucking miscellaneous grunts.
Yeah. It's like annoyed grunt in The Simpsons. It's just annoyed grunt in the script.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's Doe, it's just Steve Blum grunts.
Now, Ogren's got a bit of interesting lore, because I think, then correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I'm scratching the fucking memory banks, as it were, for this one. But if I remember rightly, if you ask him why the fuck he's so disgraced in the first place, it isn't just the Bronca shit. In fact, the Bronca shit is why he didn't get fucking sent to the Legion of the Dead, more or less, is what it's implied. Where he had a proving against a young up-and-comer, and he let his berserker rage go a bit too ragey, and he killed that young motherfucker.
Yeah, it's rather heartbreaking if you think about it for like more than half a second.
Yeah, which the game doesn't give you. When you get this backstory, Ogren doesn't want to think about it any more than they want you to linger on it. So he's just like, anyway.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, he's a lot of fun. He's quite often drunk. And when you have him, I like him trying to flirt with Wynn.
If he's even slightly more graceful, I'm sure Wynn would consider it more.
Yeah, all he has to do is, have a wash.
No, he needs to do a bit more than that.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh man, all I'm thinking of is his verbal jousting with Anders.
Oh yeah, taking the piss out of him for being a virgin.
No, Anders in Awakening.
Oh, Anders, sorry, I thought you said Alistair.
Oh man, yeah. Well, yeah, that's just Mage Alistair.
Yeah, before they ruined that character as well.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
BioWare's done that with a lot of people, hasn't it?
It has, like Anders, Jake Taylor.
Jake Taylor? Jacob Taylor.
Yeah, Jacob Taylor, sorry, yeah.
No, it's fine,
sorry.
I was like, who the fuck is Jake? I don't remember anyone calling him that.
Yeah, sorry, Jake Taylor was someone I went to school with.
Jesus. But yes, before you actually go to the Deep Roads and before you go to Ogren, I do believe you're compelled to basically eradicate the local Carter Syndicate.
Yeah, you have to do some Carter stuff. This is, for me, this is the only Carter interaction I ever got in the game.
That's
because
fair.
I've never played Dwarf Commoner.
If you play as a Dwarf Commoner, your friend from the intro is one of the people you have to kill.
Yeah. Isn't your shop from the intro one of the shops that the shop that you end up coming up from the Deep Roads through?
I don't remember. It's been too long for that. I don't remember that particular thing being a thing. I know your mum's still there and she still fucking hates you.
Sure.
Yeah, she's not a nice person.
I know the shop that you pop up through. The guy's like, can people stop using my shop as a fucking thoroughfare? I didn't even know this was a secret exit.
Yeah. But the Carter dungeon is literally just we're going to be saying this a lot. A lot of the Orzammar segment is just dungeons. So if you like the dungeons in Dragon Age, this is the dungeon part of Origins.
Yeah, it's the part where you can really show off how well your build has come together because there's a lot of combat. It's like overwhelmingly predominantly combat. A little bit of it is exploration to get to the next bit of combat. There's not a lot of puzzles or stuff to do other than fight.
Yeah, I believe there's a puzzle or two in the Carter hideout, but they're not complicated ones because they're more or less... You'll find this, the easy puzzles are the ones you need for progress because the developers don't want you to spend an hour banging your head against, like, what is A plus B? Yes, the Carter final boss fight is literally just fighting the local Carter thug boss. They get an extra ad if you were a Dwarven Commoner. You have a little heart-to-heart with your Dwarven Commoner friend, and he basically reveals to you that, yeah, it's all well and good for you. You got out, but I had to stay here, so this is how I survive. It's like, cool, but like, I'm extending an olive branch here. Can we not fight? It's like, too bad, time to stab.
Too bad, time to stab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
I don't remember there being
yeah.
any interesting loot here. I think you get a bunch of stuff that's good for getting a quick buck, but that's about it.
Yeah, I know there's a merchant with another one of those. You probably save up the entire game and can buy maybe two of them, unless you exploit things.
Right.
That's kicking about. I think it's a knife here. Like I think Bodan Fedic's one is a ring, and the one here is like a knife.
I mean, it could be.
But yeah, it's like a legendary something or other that a merchant just happens to have.
Okay, I'm just reading here, by the way. Sorry, completely to cut you off. We had a bit of a, not a kerfuffle, but a disagreement on the Idukan Tig, because I remember going there as part of the Dwarven Nobles origin, and then not having to go there ever again. Turns out, basically, you can go there now, but the only reason to go there now would be if you weren't a Dwarven Noble, and there's fuck all there.
Sure, okay, yeah. Apparently there's a quest that you do here.
Is there? In the Idukan Tig?
Yeah, the Asunder quest.
Asunder? Isn't that just to kill a bunch of those revenants?
Yeah, it's a bag of limbs that you need.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
But yeah, there's a Hurlock and Genlock camp, and then, yeah, no big deal. Yeah, the Idukan Tiger's just here if you want to go there, and you don't really need to. Carridan's Crossing.
Before we get there, the motivation to go to Carridan's Crossing is you will talk to whichever of the two sides that you're currently supporting, usually after you, well, yeah, it'll be after you've done the Carter stuff, and you'll be like, yeah, I did this, and it's like, cool, public opinion is way in my favour, however, this deadlock seems like it will never end. What we need is a paragon, and if you're not a dwarf, you go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, what the fuck is a paragon? Yeah, and the only paragon they can think of is Paragon Branca.
Yes, and this is pretty much the motivation for Ogren joining you, because he finds out, oh shit, you're looking for Branca? Finally!
Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, that's my wife.
Yeah. So, brief rundown on paragons. A paragon is basically, hey, you're a living legend. Not necessarily living, but you're a legend amongst dwarf society. If you are casteless, you become noble, etc. You are the paragon of dwarven kind. How do you become a paragon? Usually it's by inventing things, but I think a few examples have just been like, I killed a shit ton of darkspawn in a very little amount of time.
Yeah, it's basically a knighthood, but you can also get it for things that would give you a Nobel Prize.
Yeah. Well, all the examples of paragons I've ever heard of are always people who invented stuff. Even Varric is just like, oh, I'm arguing with some noble family that are only nobles because one of their ancestors invented a water clock.
Yeah, like, or wasn't Branca's one that she invented smokeless fuel?
Something like that. That rings a bell.
Yeah, and if it weren't for that, she would definitely be getting the Paragon ship for all the shit that she was doing with the Anvil of the Void. Even though she failed, you can get Paragon ship for failing in a positive way.
What positive was there with the Anvil of the Void? Because she killed a lot of people for no reason.
She did kill a lot of people for no reason, but the thing is, if they knew that that's what it was, then that's basically chalking it up to experience. Like just discovering it is enough, or rediscovering it. Getting it to work, even better. But that's someone else's ticket to Paragon ship.
Jesus Christ!
I know, right?
I don't think what you're saying is accurate either. This is a lot of hyperbole.
Okay.
Well, do you know what I mean though? Because there's nothing in game that indicates any of that.
I thought there was, but oh well. I might be misremembering certain things. But yeah, Branka has been in the Deep Roads for like 2 years at this point.
Yeah, she's been gone for a while, so much so the reason why Ogren's pleas have fallen on deaf ears is pretty much everyone who is in the know is like, that dude, she's dead.
Yeah. People tend not to live for like that amount of time in the Deep Roads.
Case
without
in point,
being, yeah,
we meet one, don't we?
Yeah. We meet the kid, don't we? I say kid. It's like a late teenager, isn't he?
It's hard to tell because he's fucked up.
Yeah. Someone asks you to go look for her son, and when you find him, he is not in a very good way. He has been partaking of garbage, eating darkspawn stuff, and is like mostly ghoulified.
Yeah, I think it's implied that because the dwarves don't have the connection to the Fade, they've got some sort of resistance to darkspawn blood, but not enough to eat them.
Yeah, and you can't live down there without any kind of food. So he resorted to the most dangerous game of eating darkspawn.
Yeah, which they super retcon the lore on darkspawn, but back then, like, genlocks were tainted dwarves, herlocks were tainted humans, I forget what elves were. Oh, shrieks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the reason why ogres are so rare, which really did go out the window for starting Dragon Age 2, is because they were made from Kunari, and you don't really find those anywhere.
Yeah. And they tended not to let themselves stay alive long enough to be captured and turned into those.
Don't worry, we'll get to that. But yeah, the implication being that, yeah, first of all, you're eating tainted darkspawn flesh and blood, which will fuck you up, but also that's not that far removed from cannibalism, considering dwarves were used to make them.
Yeah, absolutely. The B side to that is if it comes from a broodmother, then it's just kind of created from the ether.
Still, though.
It's weird. Like, you're basically eating babies, and you know where it's come from because you watched it happen.
Well, we know. The character in question doesn't.
Yeah.
In fact, we kind of jumped the gun by going straight to Braska, because there is it's mostly combat, but this occurs before we get to Carradin's Cross and ultimately Branka. Well, actually, no, Carradin's Cross is just before the bit where we get to the Broodmother, isn't it? Am I getting my fucking lines crossed?
I think Carradin's Cross is like the halfway point. Okay. You don't get to the Anvil of the Void until after you've done Orzammar.
Right, gotcha. Yeah, Yeah, Orzammar is where the Broodmother shit happens.
Yeah. So yes, another thing that makes the game have its mature rating. The Broodmother has her tits out as well.
Okay, but they look like man tits. They're not. If you're getting off to this, get help.
Yeah. This is basically like looking at some Jabba the Hutt porn.
I'd argue that it's not the fact that the Broodmother has tits out. It's the fact that they describe in, granted, non-graphic detail what happens to become a Broodmother.
Oh yes, it's rather grim. Rather grim indeed.
I'd look up the poem, but I don't really want to. But as you're approaching the Broodmother, a dwarven lady is reciting. They use the word violated, and if you can't connect the dots as to what that means, good for you. Most people playing this, it's very easy to see what they were trying to describe, and it's almost like not being graphic makes it worse.
Yeah, because you have to fill in some of the blanks yourself, and nothing is scarier sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. So the Broodmother in question down here, it's implied to be one of Braska's, right?
Yeah, one of Branka's former lovers.
Oh, I'm saying Braska like the fucking dude from Final Fantasy X. Shit! Oh, dear. Shit. Have I been saying that the entire podcast? Oh, no, I hope not.
I think you might have said it once, but yeah, it's Yuna's dad.
Yuna's dad was a saint. He would never.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, you get the Broodmother. The Broodmother boss fight, I remember it was challenging the first time.
Yeah. It's one of these tentacle fights. She sprouts tentacles from the ground, don't she? And then if you break down the tentacles, then she's less of a threat, while also, creating ads as time goes by.
Yeah, just, yeah.
If you can stay on top of the tentacles, then it's basically just a piece of piss.
It's also like the first time I played this, I was like, okay, let's just burst down the main body, because that will probably end the fight, but it's very hard to do if you just ignore the tentacles.
Yeah. So you probably have to be at least a little bit methodical.
Also, if you've got a wizard that has the fucking Ice Storm spell, I do remember that works really well on just freezing everything in the room.
Yeah.
It's not
or
called
even
Ice
better.
Storm, but you know the spell I mean, right?
Yeah, the Blizzard spell, yeah. So even better is if you can combine it with an electric spell and get Storm of the Century. Like, this is one of the places where it just, really works really well, as long as you can keep yourself out of it.
I was going to say, you got to make sure your party doesn't act dumb.
Oh, yes.
Like,
and they will act dumb.
To quote Mass Effect, you have to assume direct control.
Yep. Direct intervention is necessary.
But yeah, we kind of skipped over the bit where you mate up with the Legion of the Dead and you help them kill a bunch of Darkspawn, and you get a feel-good moment there.
Shit, yeah, the Legion of the Dead. This is the only time they actually show up in this. Obviously, you get Sigrun in Awakening, where you actually get a little bit more insight into the Legion of the Dead and how they work and how they feel.
I wished you could romance Sigrun.
Yeah. Well, the Legion of the Dead is like an interesting parallel to the Grey Wardens. They even outright say it, that they have a lot of things in common, and they're actually pretty pally with each other. When a Warden, their time comes and they go to the Deep Roads to find a honourable end, they're usually high-fiving the Legion of the Dead on the way down.
I mean, shit, when Duncan is leaving Orzammar on the Dwarf Noble storyline, he's hanging out with some Legion of the Dead as they help him get to the surface.
Yeah. And the Legion of the Dead is one of the few ways that you can basically get the get out of the jail free card that the Grey Wardens have, but just for Dwarf Society. So you get a lot of castless who would be sentenced to death just joining the Legion. When you join the Legion, you have your funeral, because that's basically the end of your life as it was before, and the rest of your existence between now and your death is just going to be fighting the good fight, doing well and doing good for as many dwarves as possible.
I do love the concept of the Legion of the Dead, because of course I do. It's a rather true and tested formula. They have it in Game of Thrones. It's not called the Legion of Dead, but it's the Black Watch. It's the Night's Watch. They as you say, get out of jail free card, but you've got to do this duty where you will die doing this duty.
Yeah. You can be executed, or you can live a reasonable amount of time doing the thing that will kill you.
Pretty much. Obviously, the Night's Watch is a bit more of a cushy job because you're standing guard on a giant 600-foot tall ice wall. But if you're around during the story of A Song of Ice and Fire, that doesn't last for long.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. It's a cool concept. The thing I fucking hate about it is, of course, the thing I hate about the caste system in general, and why I support Balin, is because the caste system is a fucking joke. 95% of the casteless are born as casteless and have no other choice. You're creating the problem.
Yeah, create the problem, sell the solution, and it's difficult to buy into the solution if you don't already have the means. Yeah.
The way most people buy into the solution is become a paragon through some stroke of luck or genius, which is not easy to do if you're not part of the merchant or warrior caste. Or alternatively, you can do what the sister does if you're the dwarf commoner, and that is fuck a noble and hope you pop out a boy. Yep.
If you pop out a boy, then your entire line gets turned into a you get not paragonized. You get noble lineage.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's rather grim. And there's parallels to like the patrilineal hereditary titles in the real world as well, which are also bullshit.
Oh, of course, it fucking stinks. It really does, and it's a good fantasy analogy to really like punch you in the face and be like, yeah, this is stupid. Why do people do this? Which is easy to do when you're talking about a fantasy race of made-up crap, but, you know, it still exists today. It's just subtler.
Yeah. Well, hardly even subtler half the time.
Okay, in the Western world, it's subtler.
Sure.
But, you know, nobles don't exactly exist nowadays, except for, you know, like a handful of families, and people all think they're a fucking joke anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get back on this, what's more, it's also fucking encouraged by the noble caste that, yes, if you're a woman of a lower caste, you should try and fuck noble dudes.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, the noble dudes tend to be pretty down for it.
Yeah, that nothing can suppress the power of horny. So much so, if you're a dwarven noble, you could have gone down this road, and if you go to Orzammar, you find the woman that you slept with, and turns out, oh no, she's pregnant, and oh no, you got kicked out, so her life's fucking ruined.
Yeah, her life's ruined. She's furious with you. You can get away for your child to ignore the fact that you were kicked out.
Yeah, so all you have to do is ask Haramont, or you could try asking Balin, but I wouldn't trust that one even slightly.
Yeah, absolutely not. Well, for Balin, like, he might just, like, not have any interest in having his own children.
But he's got his own children.
Does he have his own children?
Okay, listen, the thing I just said about the Dwarven Commoner's sister, that still happens even if you're not a Dwarven Commoner. It's just a Dwarven Commoner gets killed.
Okay.
Like, she is in the palace, you can meet her, it's just you can't talk with her unless you're a Dwarven Commoner, because you're her brother, so therefore you want to have a chat.
Right, okay.
It's also why Balin is... Well, you wouldn't forget about it necessarily, because it's such a nothing moment, and you've already said you didn't play the Dwarven Commoner, so it makes sense that it kind of goes under your radar. But it's also why, if you're the Dwarven Commoner, when you come back to Orzammar, Balin is, like, super fucking hyped that you're a Grey Warden.
Yeah, because you can make a difference, and, you know, you're essentially already kind of extended family of each other.
Literally what he says, one of his arguments is, listen, we're basically brothers. You're interested in being this Grey Warden forever, right? And you're pretty much like, yeah, I don't really want to come back here. It's like, sweet, I'll look after your sister, I'll look after your family, you make me king, we help each other, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah,
it seems like a pretty sweet deal for all involved.
It is, and also, I already agree with Balin on most things.
Yep. Yeah. Like, they even say in the epilogue that anything that Haramont does to keep dwarf society the way that it was is just gonna doom Orzammar into obscurity at best and collapsing in on itself at worst. Whereas Balin's way is pretty much the only way for things to go well, even if people disagree with some of the things he does in the short term.
Oh yeah. He's. I mean, if I remember correctly, on that same epilogue slide, it's like numerous attempts on Balin's life are made within the first year.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he even just, like, immediately off orders Haramont to be executed.
Okay, but that's interesting, that one, because it makes sense politically. I don't agree with it, but it makes sense. But at the same time, they effectively have to have you kill the other side, no matter which side you pair with, because if you side with Haramont goes, okay, it's over, Balin, go fucking Playboy Prince. And Balin's like, no! And fucking attacks. And you're like, well, I'm in the room and I have a big sword, fuck this.
Yeah, he, like, flies at you with a fork, and
oh, he's got his hammer.
Yeah, he's got his hammer. But sorry, flying at you with a fork is what my auntie did when she was in protective psychiatric care. That was fun. Yeah, you can. You essentially roll initiative, and you deal with him pretty quickly. And they chat about it in the Orzammar Gazette of Prince Balin struck down mid-rage, epic fail.
I do remember there's a bunch of times during the Gazette the criers are like making up. They're not making up stuff, but they're like, they did what? Grey Warden.
Yeah. The Gazette, like, chat is one of the funnier things around this area, because you just get, like, little snippets of news as it's unfolding, and half the time it's stuff that you've been, like, directly involved in shaping.
And you can immediately hear the media embellishments.
Yeah.
But yes, we accidentally looped back to Orzammar because we were talking about the caste system being bullshit because of the Paragon talk. Let's get back to Branka, because after you've done the Broodmother, you pretty much get thrown right in with Branka, and she's been blocked by effectively a dungeon trap, and her solution to the dungeon trap is to just keep throwing bodies at it. However, she's run out of bodies.
Yeah, so her idea was get a Broodmother, turn one of her ladies into a broodmother, have this broodmother shit out bodies, and just fill this pit with corpses.
Oh, it was like it was a bunch of flamethrowers, wasn't it, as well?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realise that Braska was directly involved in creating a broodmother, and that was the suggestion. I thought all those corpses were just dwarven. Chalk that up to bad memory. But I do remember that the one survivor is her lover, and she admits as much. And she's like, Braska's gone fucking mad, and I hate all of this, and I just want to die. And then we just cut to Oghren being like, hey, if I knew Braska swung that, not Braska, fuck, Branka swung that way, I could have made it work. And it's like, Oghren, not the fucking time, buddy.
Yeah, I know, right? Because he's not wrong either, right? Like, if I feel like he's lamenting that his marriage wasn't good.
I mean, it wasn't.
Also, no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
He was a drunk, and she cared too much about her work. It was never a good match.
Yeah, it was political at best.
Was it? Because it's implied this happened way before. Like, they were married long before she became a paragon.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, her being a paragon is the reason why Oghren didn't get kicked out of Orzammar.
Sure.
If I recall correctly, we'll put big asterisks next to every comment I say.
Yeah, big asterisk for all of these for if both of us recall correctly, and we probably don't.
But yeah, when you actually get to Braska, I'm going to keep saying Braska. If I say Braska, assume I mean Branka. When you get to Branka, you will probably have Oghren in your party. I believe you only need him up until you get to Caradon Cross, and then you can take him out. But it feels like a disservice not to have him in your party during this entire part of the game. And when if you have him in your party when you meet Branka, he's like, Branka! And Branka's immediate response says, oh, it's you stupid fucking drunk.
Yep.
Lovely. Branka,
Yeah.
It's been years, come home. Not when I'm so close! And you can even say to Oghren, dude, I think your wife is crazy. And Oghren's like, shut up, she's always like this. And you're like, fucking excuse me?
Yep. Yeah, she's not very nice. This was easier for me the first time going through, in that I could choose the evil choice without pretty much any downside.
Okay, so you need to go through a mini gauntlet to get to the Ample of the Void, and I assume the actual choice you're talking about is when you meet... Oh my god, by the way, Caradon's alive?
Alive asterisk, but yes.
Well, yeah, he's here and you can talk to him.
Yes.
You should really have Shell with you for this part of the game, by the way.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. It was easy for me because the first time through I didn't have the Shale DLC.
That's unfortunate. However, I still think Caradon makes it plainly obvious that this is an evil choice if you go against him.
Yeah, so it was rather easier for me to do because I wanted cooler troops in the finale.
You only get like 6 because they can only make that many.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me the most about the golems that you get for the finale if you do pick that route is it's like, don't worry, we've made sure that only dwarves who have 100% consented and know what they're doing have volunteered to become these golems for the good of Orzammar. And I'm just thinking, bullshit.
Like, especially if you got, if you got Balin on the throne, it's basically just, okay, these are just the ones who are on death row, and you might as well have put Haramont in there. Why not? But if it's Haramont, then it's very definitely all this shit has gone on underneath his nose without his knowledge, because he seems to be more focused on appearances rather than the actual running of the city.
Oh no, I think Haramont knows exactly what's going on if he's in charge.
Okay.
I disagree with you on that one. Like, I know Haramont puts on a good front, but I think he's just as willing to do the dirty shit as Balin is. He's just a lot more subtle.
Sure, fair enough.
But that is purely conjecture on both part, because the game is a bit vague with it. So
yeah. He puts up his front of being a kindly bumbler, and it works on a lot of people.
And if you play as a dwarven noble, that is how he comes across even then. But if he's constantly playing a game,
yeah, like it's one of those, like for the dwarven noble, if you're siding with Haramont, which for a lot of people you just will out of spite, he doesn't have to try in any way to get you on his side.
I do remember one particular quest is I believe it's for Haramont, if you're siding with him, where you go up to one of the dwarven nobles that Balin has bought, and you go, hey, by the way, Balin promised the exact same thing to this person, but he only has enough to pay one of you. And the guy just sighs and goes, I guess I'll be telling Mother that Balin hasn't bought our vote. And you go, wait, if you knew he was buying your vote, why'd you vote? Why did you choose to go along with it? And it's like, believe it or not, I actually believe Balin is the better candidate. But because it's Orzammar and you're a noble, you can't just vote for the person you want. You have to vote for the better deal.
Yeah. Well, it's why a lot of people vote Tory. It's not.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this, please. This is a fun podcast about Dragon Age. All right. Yeah. Okay. But yes, Caradon makes it plainly apparent that if you choose to use the anvil, you are evil and a piece of shit. And even I don't care if you had Shell or not. If you chose to use this in your first playthrough, you're a piece of shit. Caradon explains the creation of it. He explains that, oh my god, this was a great wonder, and then, oh, by the way, it's a cruel and horrible death and super fucked up. He told the king at the time, hey, we should stop doing this, it's fucked up. What was the king's response, Rick?
He brass bowled him.
I guess that is a good analogy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally the idea of the brass bowl of the king throws the creator into the creation.
Yeah. By the way, not a real thing apparently.
Fair enough.
It's one of those things like the Iron Maiden.
Yeah, fair enough.
Where it's like made up in the future to be like, look how barbaric our ancestors were, and it's like, nah, you made that shit up. But anyway, I might be getting it confused with another device, but yeah. Actually, I believe the point of no return for Caradon, I might be getting them mixed up. I think Caradon actually found out that people were unwillingly turned into golems, because the first couple of batches were warriors that volunteered, like Shale.
Yeah, and then they turned out okay. The ones that were unwilling just went like super nuts, and those are like the random golems that you find that need control rods, right?
I don't even remember encountering those in Dragon Age Origins.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple of crazy golems just in the deep roads that you just like run into and you have to kill.
I don't think in the deep roads, because I don't think golems became a real thing until Shell's DLC, so they might be confined to her part of the deep roads.
Maybe so.
There's a part of the deep roads you can go to as part of her personal quest, and maybe there's rogue golems there.
And you can only go in there, yeah. And they are bigger than Shale because they don't need to go through doors.
And they don't need power crystals.
Yeah. So that's that's more of a gameism.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah. So they shaved bits off Shale so she could get through doors, both for and she refers to this as well. She laments that she used to be bigger.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now, because it's during the final confrontation in the Caradon thing. Right. Okay. So when you do the Caradon thing, you do have a choice. You can say, I will destroy the anvil, I preserve the anvil. If you say, I destroy the anvil, Branka goes nuts and goes, no, I'm so close. And Ogren's like, baby, calm down. This is fucked up. You know it's fucked up because Ogren actually will go against her. Like, he doesn't switch or anything like that. And during that fight, Branka's like, I've created my own control rod. And she takes control of the golem ads that would otherwise have helped Caradon. So that might be why we're thinking of golems as enemies.
Yeah, totally. This is one of those things. Like, it's real easy to choose a correct side when one of them loses party members and the other does not.
One of them is honest with you from the get-go, the other one tries to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. Branka sees you and meets you, and her first thought is, I can throw these into the meat grinder.
Yeah.
Including her husband. Probably.
Yeah, so, you probably killed Branka. I killed Caradon, and I kept Branka.
Yeah, I don't know why you're so horrible in video games.
Well,
you're fundamentally it's like broken as a person, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm a guy all day. Don't worry about it. So, I'm generally, I wouldn't say lawful good all the time IRL, but I'm normally on the side of non-evil. So when you get the chance to do evil things now and again, I'd already gone with the werewolves on this playthrough, so I was like, oh fine, fuck it, we're doing some fucked up shit. We're gonna end the war on our terms. But yeah, was there anything else in Orzammar?
I really don't remember much being in there apart from it being a mini labyrinth and a lot of darkspawn.
Yeah, bit of a labyrinth, a lot of darkspawn, just generally dungeony. I've said it multiple times, but triple hasted bees are an absolute godsend here for just skipping over shit that you don't want to fight.
Valid. I quite like the Mines of Moria feel of this part of the game.
Yeah. Once I got past maybe a third of it, you kind of saw which way the winds were blowing, and I thought, yeah, we might as well just blow through it and win.
I mean, sure, that's up to you. Like I said, this is no, like, I would rather do a mega crawl dungeon about this size, counting the whole of the deep roads, than I don't know, doing the Fade again.
Yeah, I get you.
I like the fact that the Fade is a very short segment, but it's only a very short segment if you don't get all the fucking power-ups, and if you don't get all the power-ups, you're actively gimping yourself. This is how gamers think, and they know this.
Yep. Yeah, the good old mod for skip the Fade and get all the bonuses.
Which obviously I never would have had.
Yeah. Man, that's one of the benefits of modern games in like Baldur's Gate, allowing you to install mods on console. That's been great.
Yeah, it's very neat.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I think Skyrim might have led that trend.
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah. Although, of course, with Skyrim, the mods on consoles were like, hey, guys, you don't have access to all the mods that you could have on PC because we can't import new textures and new models. So, no, you can't have the Macho Man Randy Savage as Dragon's mod.
Yeah.
Which is a very funny mod, but at the same time, it ruins the game.
It does. And the other one is the Thomas the Tank Engine one, where it replaces yeah, it replaces the One Day Fear track with the freaking Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune. So as soon as you start fighting a dragon, not only do they just keep going fweet, but yeah, it just gives you the Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh god, yeah. Dragon Age Origins remake, please. Don't do anything to it. Just make it look prettier and add controller support on PC.
Yeah. Controller support everywhere. But yes, hell, just give both support to both versions. Like, if you really want to be mouse and keyboard and plug them into your PS5, knock yourself out. Don't know why you would.
Yeah, no, at that point, consoles might as well not exist.
Yeah, but by the same token, they've allowed you to use mouse and keyboard on things on consoles for quite some time for certain games, like Civ and stuff.
I don't care, it's stupid. Civ is not labour intensive on any fucking PC. I could run it on my laptop.
Yeah. Yeah, shit, we can't we?
Just saying, it's like, just play it on a fucking PC or laptop at that point. No point in plugging in 7 different fucking auxiliary controllers just to play Civ on the PlayStation.
But yeah, so yeah, you get your Carradin's Cross Anvil of the Void resolution. You bring it back to Orzammar. You have your final fight with against the champion of whoever else is. Well,
it's interesting, isn't it? Because depending on who you pick, depends on how you resolve this. Because you need the blessing of a paragon, and if you pick Branka, because I did do an evil playthrough once, well after the fact, and I didn't like any of it. I just hated everything. Made me feel bad, man. She would just go, oh, I don't really care about dwarven politics. Pick whoever you want and say I said so. And we're just like, okay. Carradin, however, if you pick him, he kills himself as he destroys the Anvil of the Void, and he just gives you a charm that proves that, yes, you spoke to Carradin and listen to what this person says. So either way, you get the power to basically make your decision. And yeah, as you arrive in the fucking chamber of the, was it they've got a word for them, freshers? No, freshers.
It's like the Proving, isn't it?
No, the Proving is the arena. Shaperate? Are they called the Shaperates?
Yeah, the Shaperate, yeah, where the Shapers record all of dwarven history in real time.
Right, gotcha. They're in the middle of an argument. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have all the power literally in the palm of your hands. You can give control of Orzammar to whoever you want. You can make a sudden U-turn for no reason, which I'm glad the game gives you the option, but why would you?
Yeah, just to see the interesting and funny dialogue.
It's not even that funny, because it's the dialogue just like, why? I thought you had you did everything for me. Why now? What?
Well, Balin is pleasantly surprised when you turn in his favour. Because he's like resigned to getting his ass beaten in the court of public opinion, and here you are with making the correct decision for once.
Well, according to him.
Yeah, well, according to anybody, it's like doing what I like is the correct decision.
Okay, not the point I was making. Go on, let's continue.
Yeah. So yeah, you make your choice. I've pretty much never not chosen Balin.
I've chosen Harrowmont once. That's when I was playing as the Dwarven Noble, and like it feels bad as a player because you're like, I'm just fucking up Orzammar here, but there's too much bad blood, far too much.
Yeah, it's going to be real difficult to be able to like walk away from that. And yeah, that's the end of the segment pretty much. You get to keep Ogrin, obviously.
Yeah, you get to keep Ogrin. In fact, Ogrin pretty much insists on going with you. You can try and ask for a Paragon statue, and you'll pretty much be told no.
Yeah, I didn't know that one actually. So is that one like you get them to try and make a statue of Branka or what?
No, a statue of you.
Oh, a statue of you.
Yeah, regardless of what race you are. And like, if you're not a dwarf, it's a no. If you are a dwarf, you're either a commoner or an ex-noble. So the answer's still no. It was very funny.
Yeah. I think Dagna is one of the other like mini quests here, isn't she?
Yes. This is where you first meet her, and you can go to. She wants to study at the Circle of Magi, and if you've done that quest, you could be like, hey, I actually know the head of the circle. Do you want me to put in a good word? And she gets so excited, and it's so adorable, and you should have Leliana with you for this scene.
Yeah, and she goes, yes, please, and Leliana goes, yes, please, let's go do it for her. She's so cute.
Although her dad is very mad at you.
He is. You can also get a chantry opened up in Orzammar as well.
You can, and it's surprisingly easy to get it opened up, because all you have to do is have access to the person to talk to, and you just say, is there really any harm? Because like, you guys worship the ancestors anyway. Is anyone even going to go there? And he's like, fucking whatever.
Yeah, but apparently the combination of doing Dagna's quest and getting her like accepted into the Magi and opening the chantry is like disastrous.
Is it?
Yeah, because the chantry is like, oh well, what's this rogue mage doing, walking around unleashed? And they only know about that because they've got ears in Orzammar from the little chantry that you helped start, and they know that Dagna isn't a real mage, but they don't care. They essentially start a holy war based on that, and it's a real downer.
Yeah, except it doesn't actually happen though, does it?
Oh, it doesn't happen, no.
Because in every other future game, it's like, this doesn't happen.
Yeah, not only does it not happen, but like Dagna is now going to be your shop in Dragon Age 3.
I was very happy to see that was her, by the way.
Yeah, it was nice and cute. Yeah. I also like how if you don't romance Sarah, then she romances Dagna.
Yeah, she does like dwarves, doesn't she?
She does. She likes Kunari slightly better, but dwarves are like her second favourite because they're very squishy.
She hates elves.
Yeah. You have to work really hard to be able to romance Sarah as an elf.
There are two more things to talk about in Orzammar, because you get two very... I can't talk about every single romance option in the game, but there are two very fun ones, with one with Leliana, one with Morrigan, because with Morrigan, you can get a mirror gift item down in this item and gift it to her, and she gets really fucking catty really fucking quick. It's like, what, you think I look disgusting? What? And then you just go, yo, calm the fuck down. You told me about a mirror that Flemeth smashed as a child, so I thought you'd want one that looked like it. And that pretty much cements her as becoming a sappy romantic for the Grey Warden.
Yeah. She just goes, oh.
It's a really cute scene.
She backs down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's great.
And with Leliana, of course, you get the infamous nug.
Yeah, the nug. And doesn't everyone else want to eat it?
I know Ogrin does.
Yeah, Ogrin definitely wants to eat it, because that's just like a normal thing to do to nugs.
Yeah. The funny thing about fucking... you can give the nug to Leliana whether or not you're romancing her, but if you're romancing her, it's 10 times better.
Yeah.
And we know this because she has... it's implied she has like 6 by the time of Inquisition.
Yep.
But yeah, you give it to her and she's like, oh, it's so cute, are you sure? And you can just go, careful, it nips. It's like, does it? I've seen its mouth. I don't think it can do much.
it might gum you.
I do remember a conversation in Dragon Age Inquisition where I can't remember if it's Varric and Sarah, but it's definitely Varric and someone. It's like, why is every dwarf we meet a member of the Carter? Are they not like fucking nug herders or mushroom farmers? And it's like, well, there's not much... Varric just goes, there's not much call for that sort of work above ground. Also, they're far too vital.
Yep.
But yes, as you mentioned, Ogrin joins the party permanently. You should absolutely have him in your party as you step foot out of Orzammar for the first time, because he'll just look up at the sky and you get a perfect scene encapsulating what it's like for every single dwarf that's had to leave Orzammar.
Yeah, they're They're just completely petrified of falling up into the sky.
Which is something as humans you don't really think about. The sky's always been there, you know that's not a thing.
Yeah. But if you don't know what it is, it's Eldritch Horror.
But again, like, if you are a dwarf born in Orzammar, you've never seen the sky.
Yeah,
ever.
You've always had rock above you. Yeah.
So it's like the opposite of claustrophobia.
Yeah, it's agoraphobia, isn't it?
There is a word for it. I'll believe you, because I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I think it is agoraphobia, but yeah, it's fear of wide open spaces.
Yeah. And you got to sort of gently coax him, like, you're not gonna fall upwards. I believe you get a similar cutscene in like Dragon Age Inquisition, it might be Dragon Age 2, and one of your party members just laughs and goes, "Dwarves are silly." I think it's Dragon Age 2 because it sounds like an Isabella line.
Yeah, and the only dwarf we've got in that is Varric. Like, you can't play as one because you're Hawk.
Yeah, but I think I think you rescue a dwarf.
Sure, and they think that way, yeah. Because Varric is obviously a lot more worldly.
I mean, Varric was born on the surface.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not Kefric. Fuck, what's his brother's name?
I know what you mean though. Yeah, it's
what's his name?
Shit.
Bartrand? No.
Yeah, Bartrand.
Bartrand? Is it? That sounds wrong.
I'm pretty sure. I think it is Bartrand. I think it actually is Bartrand. I think you got it in one.
Oh, it's what's in my mind, but I don't believe it. Do you know what I mean? Don't you hate it when you have that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I believe his older brother was born in Orzammar, but he only had like a year or two, of consciousness.
Yeah, and then they got exiled.
Yeah, for reasons unknown to man.
Yeah, maybe just so that they could have another good merchant family on the surface.
That's possible.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Like they want this merchant family who is good at doing merchant things to be on the surface and be their liaison with the underground.
But also, if Balin's in charge, it's not too big of a deal being a surface dwarf.
Yeah, it's no longer the thing that stops you from owning homes or, getting married or whatever.
Well, you're still not allowed back, but not permanently anyway. But you're allowed to like poke your head in and be like, "Yes, could we give you some of our money, please, Balin?" And Balin's like, "Yes, I like money."
Yeah. But yeah, any other things we can think of?
I mean, I'm struggling to think of much.
Yeah, we've done the main side quests of Dagna, the Chantry, the Nug.
We really need to stress the point that these side quests don't have big, massive payoffs. They're literally just what we've described.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's mostly there just for fluff and just for you to enjoy your time there, because otherwise there's not as much to do.
I think I've never seen that ending slide with the Chantry Roar, because 9 times out of 10 I'm like, fuck the Chantry.
Yeah.
Why would you want to ruin this place by bringing them here?
It's the one place that's not ruined by the Chantry. Okay. There's the Chantry and there's the frickin' the Dales, the Brazilian forest that are not ruined by the Chantry, and that's everywhere else is like fucked up by the Chantry.
I will say though, the Chantry being made in Dust Town, where where all the castles are, makes the most sense.
Yeah, it's where the castlers can turn to something outside of themselves that's not just the status quo. So yeah, I get it.
Man, I need some skooma.
But yeah, I guess that's drawing a line under it for today. So do you have a favourite moment?
It's a tough one, really. I think my favourite moment, and it's going to be a bit of a weird / long one, is that if you come back to Orzammar or as a dwarven noble or a dwarven commoner, it feels like the most tied in zone.
Yeah, I feel you. Because it feels like the longest that you've been without it. Yes, you can just go straight back there. But it feels like, I don't know, it might just be because it was my first Origin, that it felt like the Origin itself was long, and doing the prerequisite early stuff up to Lothering and all that was pretty long. I mean, it literally is. And this is your first attempt, your first option and first ability to go back there. It seems to be multiple hours of game time and multiple days, possibly weeks, maybe even months of story time before you can get back there.
Well, let's put this in a bit of context, shall we? Because, the mage, you don't really get much extra for being a mage in the Mage Tower, other than you already know the Chief Enchanter, you already know the Top Templar. The Top Templar's a little bit mad at you, but he's got bigger problems, so he doesn't really care. Dalish, you don't see your clan again in the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think you see Merrill at the end because you have to have someone from your origin. The human noble, you get a bit of extra dialogue with Loghain, you get a bit of extra dialogue with Rendon Howe, and the Dalish elf, the city elf. Yes, you get a bit of extra context when you go back to Denerim and you do the alienage stuff, but it's such a short section as opposed to Orzammar, where the overarching decision can hinge on whether you're a dwarf noble or a dwarf commoner.
Yeah. For the city elf, like the alienage just felt like it didn't feel tacked on, but it felt less like a part of the game the way that the other arms of the other ways that you got your treaties fulfilled were. You know what I mean?
Well, you would have already had your treaties fulfilled by then.
Yeah. So like it's just there to pad at that point.
It's not there to pad because you still need to gain support against Loghain and the Landsmeet. And one of the ways you get support is, hey, look what the fuck they're doing to the city elves. Look what Loghain is doing to your people.
Yeah, what he's facilitating. Even if he's not doing it himself, he's very definitely not outlawing it.
Like, if I remember correctly, I believe it's actually a Howe decision, and Loghain is just letting Howe do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, which is a big tick against Loghain. Trusting Howe to do anything correctly.
But yes, what is your favourite moment of the Orzammar segment of the game?
I think it's actually the opening where you are like alongside that other guy who's trying to get in, and I heard his name a little while ago, but I've forgotten it again. And you're just there to annoy him.
It's not even your main goal in life. It's like, it's not your fault you're a Grey Warden with an ancient treaty you need to fulfill.
Yeah, it just so happens that it works to your advantage on this one occasion.
It is also implied that dude was camping out for several weeks. This isn't his first time arguing with the guard.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Imrek.
I don't care what his fucking name is. He's doomed to die.
Yeah. Even if you turn him away, he's probably going to get his ass kicked when he gets back to Loghain and with his tail between his legs. That's my favourite moment. It's just the opening of having you bypass all of the red tape just by having the exact thing with your treaties, and Imrek is so pissed off. But we can't always talk about the good. We have to sometimes bring up the bad. So you have a weakest link for the Deep Roads and Paragon of her kind leg of this quest.
It's a real nothing cop-out weak link, because while I enjoyed the segment, I know you weren't a massive fan, seeing as you apparently just sprint past it on subs playthroughs. But I didn't like the amount of combat that was just, here's a long stretch of combat. The annoying thing about calling this a weakest link is, like, it has to be there. You're in the Deep Roads. This is where all the Darkspawn are.
Yeah, I get it. Mine's basically the same thing. And yeah, I've framed it pretty much as I have, that it's something to skip. And the fact that you're able to skip it with the amount of tools that you have at your disposal by the time you're at this level is kind of a positive in a way, in that like you're leveraging the things that you've been building this entire time.
You are saying that by the time you're at this level, and I appreciate that almost everyone will play Orzammar last because it just feels like the last location, but Dragon Age does work on a scaling system. You can do any section at any point.
Yeah, but by the same token, the higher level you are, the more things that you have to do.
Say that again, because you cut out.
The higher level you are, the more options you have, the more things that you can just, like, activate.
Yes, I understand that. My point being, you can come here straight after lowering.
You can.
And the game won't punish you for that. The enemies are scaled down, which in some case, in a certain sense of, a certain point of view, is pretty cool game design, because, and in world there's a logical reason for it. The Darkspawn horde is encroaching upon Ferelden more and more, so therefore the more time that passes, the tougher enemies you're fighting. Yeah,
the horde is getting better, and the people who are fighting against the random Darkspawn are also having to be tougher.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've essentially got the same weakest link, but for with different wording. But do you have an MVP?
Gonna give it to Oghren.
Yeah. He just like adds that little bit of extra spice that keeps existence extra nice.
Yeah, I enjoy the fuck out of Oghren. It does help that in this segment of the game, because you're pretty much compelled to have have him. Like, he has to be in your party until at least you get to Carridan's Cross. I don't remember if he's optional from that point onwards, but I tend to leave him in. But because you're doing these long stretches in the deep roads with nothing happening, you get a lot of party dialogue, so a lot of it is Oghren. So therefore, chances are you're probably going to hear a lot of Ogren's backstory very quickly.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of his random banter with whoever you're with, and by the same token, it's going to let the other characters that you're with bounce off Oghren, so it gives you more chance to hear more Leliana and stuff, which, if you're running with Leliana, it's always fun, for instance.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. You pointed out earlier where Wynne has probably got the most amusing dialogue with him, and Wynne feels like not a must, but she does slot into parties really easily, being a healer, and healing not being... Like, they realise they fucked up with the healing, because in Dragon Age 2 onwards, it's a lot less easy to access.
Yeah. You have to be basically a healer to be able to heal, as opposed to just a mage.
But even in Dragon Age 2, they didn't fully fix it, because you can still fucking buy infinite health poultices.
You can, yeah. Yeah, they turned it into Estus in 3.
Yeah, which, argue against it all you want, like, it was a change that needed to happen. But yeah, anyway, I digress. Oghren gets it. You also get the best armor in the game. Well, not the best armor in the game, but a really high-tier armor set for him, just almost automatically in the Legion of the Dead armor. And if I remember correctly, in future games, this is locked to dwarfs, but I don't remember if it is in Dragon Age Origins. So
I don't think it is.
Because I vaguely remember putting it on Sten at one point, and it looks really dumb on Sten.
It does. I think anyone that's a warrior can wear it.
It's got a really high strength requirement, which means it's only going to be a warrior.
Yeah, either a warrior or you've very definitely gone out of your way to make a really stupid build for a rogue. But yeah,
I don't think Arcane Warrior has a ability that links strength to armor. It does for weapon, but not for armor.
Yeah, they definitely do for weapon. It might just be links strength to magic for pretty much everything, which meant that you could use intimidation with magic.
I don't think that's true.
It was weird. It was silly.
But I don't think it's true, because that would be broken and everyone would do it automatically.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good, Rick.
It kind of was.
No, it was good in combat, but it didn't give you versatility to that degree. And also, for persuasion checks, you only needed like the bare minimum for the skill.
Yeah, true. But yeah, this was only intimidation and not the coercion persuasions. But yeah, you got Oghren. I kind of agree with that. Meanwhile, my MVP is King Balin. All hail King Balin.
Well, I needed the reason why I didn't ask is because you made it sound as if you were also picking Oghren.
I was gonna, but just for the little bit of spice, yeah, King Balin. As much as we might not agree with everything that he espouses, like, he's pretty close to the perfect image of a leader that Ferelden in general and Thedas overall needs. Yeah, there are some shitty things that he does in the short term, but in the long term, history's full of Balins.
I mean, Balin is very much a revolutionary figure as far as dwarven society goes, but gotta bear in mind, the dwarves have had centuries of basically saying fuck off to all the other races. A lot of that is built on hate, because, hey, we have to fight Darkspawn every day, and all of a sudden, it's you guys' problem, and you want our help, and it's like, dude, you're the guys who are telling us to fuck off.
Yeah, it's very easy to throw up walls when you face with something like that, but Balin is one of the first ones to be trying to bring them down, and it's a real way to ingratiate him with modern sensibilities,
Yeah. I mean, again, Orzammar is incredibly isolationist, so much so that they didn't know there was another fucking society of dwarfs on the other side of the mountain.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, again, just redrawing the lore like that really fucks up a lot of this early fucking entry stuff.
Yeah.
Was it Cal Sharok, the other guys?
Yeah, there's Cal Sharok. I think it's Cal Hirol is the other one, isn't it?
Oh, there's more than two. Fucking, okay, sure. It just shits all over this. It just makes them retroactively, oh boy, you guys are real dumb then.
Yeah. There's very definitely more than one Tig that still works, but Orzammar is just the only one that we know about in the nearby vicinity. But yes, that's going to be it for today. If you liked the video, there's a comment section down below on YouTube where you can tell us your thoughts and memories of Dragon Age Origins, a paragon of her kind. If you don't have the comment section, you've instead got the email, which would go to nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yes, we've got the comment section down below on Spotify as well. We don't want you to just talk to us about a single quest, because that single quest is bullshit. We want you to talk to us about Orzammar. And, you know, who did you pick to go on the throne? Did you side with Harrimont? Wrong. Or did you side with Balin? A little less wrong.
Yeah, it's very definitely a little less wrong. But yeah, bye everybody.
See you next week, guys.